nothing from out the window. I release. I don't know why these niggas keep on dissing me like I didn't know what the fuck did they do. I know a couple niggas that was when you go to them niggas I couldn't do. Who really been about you really said they shot a couple demons when they go to. From my niggas gotta let them loose back up with them beating niggas without. Every action. Let's water. Fuck those down. Every like how they going to war? Like, for the weekend of the flow. Everybody get up on the floor, become a theater, and know what they can go. Like, too many cities, always having a routine. Like, saying I'm still let's be just 11. See, take some more than next week, fucking the time, so much more weapon. Jane, right, I'm going in a second, the fucking fashion, I'm too attention. Back in the front, get heavy, each one of them really drag with legs. CTV, never free, though, I'm the touchdown, bitch, you gon' shake up the spot. Every outside when I scream, you walking, if you was no walking, you see, shine like, wait, all them niggas think I feel God, no shit, we fucking on top of the spot.
OnlineMoments has a patented heel design that helps relieve all types of foot pain and looks awesome. And do they work? I've been wearing OnlineMoments shoes for years to help fight plantar fasciitis. They are a nurse's dream shoe. The white toe box cushion.
Every episode, everything that if it's something to stop, let me know. I've been feeling like I wanna scope. Feeling the best and looking for a hope. Rolling on down, see my spinning too dope. These niggas can't rapping, but they know. If you catch him knocking in the show, if they every day they gotta go. All the stuff that we aiming for is folk. All we dead when we in the spot. If you catch them niggas, they was shot. They copping the bitches on the bitches stop. They was feeding and give me the drop. We them niggas, that's what make it hot. If he sleep, I be he get top. If he drinking, he get shot. All stars really scratch the niggas top. Like, gotta thought she niggas, she GG. She gon' shake it whenever she see me. Baby girl, don't see how you sleazy. You don't put some niggas on the TV. Drip on some no free key. Bro, won't see the nigga in the TV. If I ever go back, they won't free me. Niggas maggots, I make it look easy. And I just put some water in my cup. See me drinking, got a nigga stuck. We still demons, we ain't with the blood. Baby, not with me, if it's coming back. Last hop got a hit in his gut. Or I'm dying, they run out of luck. Since the jet, I always kept it tough. Nigga rappers, we don't give a fuck. Pull up, put you on a poster. Last hop got hit in his shoulder. Bad bitch trying to shake it, bend it over. When I'm shooting out like it get closer. I'm with top 5. Why these spotters smoking and saying that fuck with a rover? Bitch, I got mine. I get done with all cookies and pull my niggas from. And I fuck with my Brooklyn niggas, but a couple Brooklyn niggas sucking the Bronx tick. And they members, they got the wave. And them niggas ain't getting responsive. TJ Drake, they pick like the carpet. He wasn't moving right, he at the parlor. I'm a demon silent in the darkness. Swimming with hooters, so my niggas. Like, what y'all niggas gonna do? Pull up on me, I'm up and boom. I'm in that shit, get up there and get shoots. Bitches tell me drinks with the juice. I don't send the shit, get me a do. Rah, send a packet, nigga, rah. I tell you the truth, say pass it off to the father, let him move. When they're shoving them fucking the vehicles, chasing the bag on chase hoes. When a nigga winning with the big hoes, feed my demons locked up in them stay close. They gon' hit when you go, that's how hate goes. That's how I'm trying to fight, you gon' take those. Girl, it's at the trip to be a KO. How much time you say sex with his brain go?
Rexy. 1 second, get rid of that. None of my fault they do got packed. Y'all scary ass. Fuck you backing out like that for Johnny Manziel on his top. Fuck you, look. These niggas on the road, bro, I swear. Hard ass niggas acting like, look at this nigga right here. This goofy ass nigga. I almost scared this nigga out of his tires. Thought I was gonna hit his dumb ass. Scary ass nigga. Y'all scary ass. Fuck you backing out like that for Johnny Manziel on his top. Fuck you, look. These niggas on the road, bro, I swear. Hard ass niggas acting like, look at this nigga right here. This goofy ass nigga. I almost scared this nigga out of his tires. Thought I was gonna hit his dumb ass. Scary ass nigga. Y'all scary ass. Fuck you backing out like that for Johnny Manziel on his top. Fuck you, look. These niggas on the road, bro, I swear. Hard ass niggas acting like, look at this nigga right here. This goofy ass nigga. I almost scared this nigga out of his tires. Thought I was gonna hit his dumb ass. Scary ass nigga. Y'all scary ass. Fuck you backing out like that for Johnny Manziel on his top. Fuck you, look. These niggas on the road, bro, I swear. Hard ass niggas acting like, look at this nigga right here. This goofy ass nigga. I almost scared this nigga out of his tires. Thought I was gonna hit his dumb ass. Scary ass nigga. Y'all scary ass. Fuck you backing out like that for Johnny Manziel on his top. Fuck you, look. These niggas on the road, bro, I swear. Hard ass niggas acting like, look at this nigga right here. This goofy ass nigga. I almost scared this nigga out of his tires. Thought I was gonna hit his. Scared this bitch ass out of his tires.
Hold your head. He will do nothing back on those. The three from Curry. Peter. Hold your head. He will do nothing back on those. The three from Curry. Peter. Here's Hunter. Line for him. And then Holmgren. Here's Hunter. Making another chance for here's Hunter. Making excellent use of that spin side. Making here's Hunter. Rebound. Here's Hunter. Another chance for a 3-point. You could start with any team in the league. That's what Jaren Jackson is all about. Master Hastings. Taylor with the steal. Here's Jackson. Shoot the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well. For Sacramento, they have gone. What's up? Trip to the free throw line for him tonight. One in. Give another chance. It's it. It's the Jackson. Well, you talk about a guy. Tonight. Another chance. It's the plus the whole team. It's the Jackson. Another chance for a 3-point play. 100. What play there? Plus the team. Here's Hunter. Here's Jackson. Count the bucket. Here's Jackson. From the charity side. Here's Here's Jackson. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well. Here's Jackson. Count the bucket. And he's
Now watch how I kill their ass with this one.
from the charity side.
Curry, bro.
From the charity side. And in his career, he doesn't get discouraged, just makes him work hard. Now here's Curry. Kicks it out to Butler. Bucket 6. And Chet pulls it down. Chet's got rebound number 8. Here's Spina. It's deflected. Spina has responded to Spina. Now here's Curry. Kicks it out to Butler.
What's up, bro?
Bucket 6. And Chet pulls it down. Chet's got rebound number 8. And Chet pulls it down. Chet's got rebound number 8.
What's good with you, bro? How you living? How you living?
Here's Spina. It's deflected. Booker's got and Chet. Number 8. Booker's got here's Spina. It's deflected. And no stop. That was good after the rebound. Booker's got here's Spina. It's deflected. Here's Spina. It's the start today. Here's Curry. Curry gets his top and lays it in. You know, they hit the ground running. Pulls it down. He doesn't get discouraged, just makes him work hard. Here's Spina. It's deflected. And this coaching staff in the lot, but they were devoted to the it's a perfect game that's coming on. And they can create their first 4 shots in this half with a strong start. Now it's about throwing it on. Curry fires from here. It's a perfect game that's coming on. And it's a strong start. Now it's about throwing it on. Curry fires from way outside. And this half is a strong start. Now it's about throwing it on. Curry fires from way outside. And this half is a strong.
He holds nothing back on those. Straight from Curry. Oh, and he's just the buzzer beater. Back and forth. Here's Humbert. And back to Humbert. Mr. Jackson. Give another chance for a three-point play. 100. Here's Jackson. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well. Here's Spina. It's deflected. No shot. It's good. Start today. Here's Curry. Gets it inside and lays it in. You know, they hit the ground running. It's a strong start. Now it's about rolling it on. Curry fires from way outside. Maybe goes for him. He wants nothing back on those. If you move up, you go flank him. I don't see them niggas do a backflip. You try to get a picture that I'm snapping. One of the niggas with the city magnet. Guys, you about to fucking spike it. Don't forget when a nigga black it. I'm also in every foot of fashion. In the shower, you heard me some rain. If I'm coming, my next in my brain. Niggas listen, but they do a thing. Niggas they never take thing. Niggas like the night you was staying. I'm gonna demons finish with that shit. Even this is like sugar free. And no, we ain't serious deep. You don't supposed to put in the sleep. I'm supposed to get crack your heat. They got shot with sugar free. They got fucking out fucking tree. He doesn't get back to get me. I'm a up and it's free. He's a bloody, I'm going for drink. The tricks already got shot in night. Superstition, I can have a life. This better be on fire. Cause I was 13 for no shot. I didn't make a find my life. I'm in a messy, they can get a bag. They can't stop us getting that. None of my fun, they never got that. I'm in the fit, G's on the O's. He be carrying that side gold. And these little niggas talking on bro. And you see me better have your pro. Don't be sick for living niggas souls. Niggas be sick for fucking up a phone. How you jacking that nigga he told? If you jacking the odds in his soul. You be thinking I'm stuck in my way. With a lot of niggas in the face because I heard you gon' shoot a nigga in his way. 33 idiots stuck in my face. You hit that bone that chick. If you get hot, then I'm sticking in face. Niggas pussy know I can't relate. No, you ain't jacking them, the niggas play like blank. That's the end with the nonsense. I'm a little looking for a talking. It was funny to the number talking. So nigga do the they started. Can't set me up, baby, it's heartless. I'm the one with the game from honest. I'm a demon, I'm just being honest. Trust my family, you gotta be honest. In the field, I'm spraying, I'm chaser. So the dead niggas have a paper. Couple options, look like papers. Blade can't rub into the
like how you laser. Throw my anger. Someone said you don't run into me. You know I'm not failure. Shit major. How you spinning and tucking and leaving niggas on the pavement. Be dangerous. Niggas know my niggas get into. Trying to find me, pussy too official. I move the drugs, I'm touching my pistol. Niggas might know something they can't do. Any year you up in his whistle. Niggas get a fun, niggas missile. He goes down with it, drip to his chest.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. With Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll be joined by Ali LaForce on the... Out to the right wing. Embiid with it. Hart covering.
Games are dropping probably this every college football Saturday to turn wins into bigger wins. So how do we split the win? Got
Lowry Marketing, one of the bigger names expected to be on the market next. This the market. I'm sorry to start the video off that right, but Lowry Marketing is scouting. I will not cut this one, so everybody can see how ridiculous I am. Lowry expected to be on the market. This trade that I see now, I'm all in this this trade deadline, Lowry Marketing is expected to be available. We've got an update on where he could wind up. Could it be the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, the Detroit Pistons, and what do the Jazz want in return? Plus, LaMelo Ball, we've got an update on the trade front for him. I am Trevor Lane, somehow, some way, making it through this intro. Make sure you do subscribe right here to the channel. Turn on those notifications as well. Guys, we would like to hit. If you've seen our numbers, we're doing great. We are blown away by how many people have been supportive of this channel, but our goal is to hit 40,000 subscribers by 2026. That's what we're looking to do. You guys can help us out. Hit that subscribe button and help us get there. Joining me is Donnie Freeman, suffering, having to listen to me. Thanks for being here, Donnie.
I thought you were going to say I was suffering from the stuff from the first videos. If you haven't seen it, there's no word.
In order to get that joke, you have to listen to the video prior to, or watch the video prior today to earlier today on the trade front with the Sacramento Kings. Donnie is doing decent changes. Hi, everybody. So, the Detroit Pistons, the pleasant surprise, number one seed in the Eastern Conference right now. They have been absolutely fantastic, and according to Jake,
Maxi's got 6.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Fisher, they are a team that's expected to be aggressive. Now, have they been so good that they can just say, no, we don't need to make a move? Or
come on, nigga, lay that shit the fuck up, my nigga.
They're not being linked to him anymore after being linked to him quite a bit over the summer. Now the Pistons saying, okay, we probably don't need a player like Luke Monk. However, could they set their sights higher? Many have wondered aloud, according to Jake Fisher, whether their 14-2 start could cause Detroit to push chips in the middle of the table and try to win a wide-open future conference right now. They do have disposable salary, luxury tax, and draft capital, but big fish hunting, which means Lowry Marketing could very well be in play. Do you like the fit of Lowry potentially in Detroit running alongside Cleveland?
I do. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I actually like the fit with Lowry alongside any star lead playmaker. I think he'd be amazing to finish up for most of this.
Nigga, they still got Jalen Durant. You forgot?
And you think about the style of Sixers head coach.
That's a team that I would have never thought of.
Come on.
This video is 3 minutes in, and we've already done this 5 times.
The finish flamethrower right here. Even Jake Fisher.
Oh, my
God. Let's go. Dad comes for everyone. Okay. So we've got Detroit looking to potentially add. They have been looking for kind of a bigger wing. They were interested in Miles Reed, Miles Turner, Santi Aldama, but Jalen Durant has been so good. Maybe they can get a guy who's more of like a 3-4 than a 4-5. Like there's a lot of 4-5s you're looking at there, especially with Miles Reed. Could they go for a 3-4 in Marketing? Perhaps that could make some sense. The Pelicans pursued Marketing with Treaty Langdon, who's now the lead decision maker with Pistons, was with the Pelicans. So there are connections here linking Marketing to Detroit. However, Here's the problem. The Pistons have to pay Jalen Durant and Austin Thompson. Maybe that's a concern. But the Utah Jazz would almost certainly want Austin Thompson in return if the Jazz do trade marketing to the Pistons. If you are Detroit, should they consider parting with their Thompson's win in order to get Conley marketing?
What I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
I actually think it's harder than we talked about enough. I think he's extremely close to his brother. He's still alive. But his brother gets all the notoriety. And I understand. So he's played it.
Ahmed is better.
Yeah, I think Ahmed is better. I just don't know if it's like he's exponentially better. Like I think Hassan is really, really good and has very high ceiling. So I would be holding.
So if the Pistons, if it comes down to Thompson or bust or no deal, you just say no deal?
Well, the thing is that I understand that it's open right now. It's the same thing with the AD stuff that was on there. I understand that the East is open and all that stuff, but remember this. Your guys are 23, 24. You've got so much time. You don't actually have to rush it. I could maybe understand if, like, you know, they were already, like, I understand they're having a great season, but I can maybe understand if they had, like, a Wemby or something like that. Maybe I'd have a different tune here. But Cade is amazing, don't get me wrong. But I think that their runway is long, and I think they could be a power in the East for a number of years here. And I also think that they do have to consider beating OKC in the series either. And like I said last time we talked about this, I don't think you can operate from that standpoint, because if that's the case, then every team just say whatever and give OKC the chip.
Every team just tank and
exactly. Like I don't think you can operate that way either, though. But I don't know if you need to go out and get a guy that maybe if marketing was like 26.
Damn, this nigga.
You know, but he's
got so much better, bro. This is like
motherfucker.
I think marketing is 28.
He's 28. I'll double check. Well, then maybe that's a little bit younger than
he's right there on the edge. Lowry marketing right now is yes, 28.
Okay, so maybe I'm a little bit more open to he's 28, but I still don't want to give up option.
I guess my question is this: if you're talking about like a Wemby, obviously Wemby's not going to be available, but if you are Detroit, should you preserve your assets solely for like a Giannis level play?
Right? Or I was saying if you were talking about Spurs.
Oh, you're talking about adding to the Spurs. So I think the counter to the idea that the Pistons have this long runway, and I think on paper they certainly do, it is the Thunder who are the reigning champs, but not this year's Thunder, but the Thunder from years ago, who went to the finals against the Miami Heat. What was that, 2012? Yeah. They went to the finals against the Heat. Everybody said, well, oh, shoot, they didn't win it this year, but it's okay, they'll be back. They'll have plenty of opportunities for this young group, and then they'll never come back. So sometimes you have to take your opportunities when they're there. What's interesting is that Thompson is actually a net negative on defense this year. I buy into more that's just the muddy waters of the early season and a small sample size, because he's been such an excellent defensive piece. They've been better defensively with him off the floor than on the Pistons have. But I just attribute that to the Pistons defense is good, and Thompson just maybe it's on the floor there or something. I think that number will. But yeah, I think it's a tough call for Detroit if you're going to go all in to try to win right now, because you might have to make some big different decisions. Now, that said, if it's not Thompson, and the Jazz, of course, are known to thrive a hard bargain, and maybe that means they're not the team the Pistons should be trading with to begin with. Because if I am the Pistons, I'm looking to see, well, even if it takes us out of the running for Lowry marketing, what can I do with the expiring contract of Tobias Harris? What can I do with the somewhat unique contract of Duncan Robinson, who's only $2 million guaranteed after the season, so that's really essentially an expiring deal. Not they shouldn't necessarily move these guys, but what can I do with those types of pieces before I'm going to go fight with Thompson, before I'm going to part with Ron Holland, with Jalen Duren? Yes, we're going to get expensive, but there's some real young talent here that can offer sustainability for this team into the future. So what can I do with other pieces that are not those guys? And does that mean we have to take a lesser player than marketing? That may be more than fine. for them to go and do that if it means hanging on to their young players.
Yeah, and that's part of it too. Like, I understand the passion around the old OKC team. They ran into some buzzsaws, man. And they had an opportunity in 2016 where they blew that lead. That was their best chance to get back there. But even that was post-Harden because they had traded away Harden by making the decision to keep Serge, I believe. But I don't know if I understand that being a cautionary tale, but they ran into literal dynasties. Like, I don't know if that's exactly the same because I don't expect that to happen in the East either. Where it's like, okay, well, there's just this insurmountable wall that you can't get through of a team here. Now, I understand OKC would come out on the other side of the bracket and again, that's the problem. But I do think that their runway is pretty long, right? But
you know what? We spent all year last season expecting the Celtics and the Cavs to come out of this, and neither one did. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. As good as OKC is, and are they likely to come out of the West? Yes, nobody's going to pick against them to come out of the West right now. They're killing everybody. And even that's an injured OKC side. But you never know for sure what's going to happen in the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe that's more argument too. While you're right here at the top of the East, you guys are looking amazing. You're getting Ivy back as well. He's about to return, so that's another piece too. Maybe you just go for it.
I mean, I could see at some point they will mix, but you got to pay Holland, you got to pay Thompson, you got to pay Ivy. You know, these guys will get expensive. You got to pay Jalen Durant this summer, like All-Star Jalen Durant. All-Star Jalen, he's playing great. He's killing. He's been fantastic. So. Like, at some point, yes, you're going to get really expensive. At some point, you may have to make the decision here. But OKC is also the cautionary tale. When you make the decision before you need to, you wind up trading James Harden for Kevin Martin. Like, that's the kind of stuff that you wind up doing. Yeah. And so I think Detroit is in a great spot. In that, if the red deal is there, they have the ability to make that move. They don't have to. They don't have to. They can say we're also in a position where we can keep going like we are and we can win right now. So it'd be interesting to see what they do ultimately. I love Markkanen and his fit with Detroit, but if the asking price is you got to give up Hudson, man, I'd hesitate on that. That'd be tough for me if I'm the Pistons to make that move.
Yeah, for sure. And Luke Thompson, like I said, I think he's got so much potential. I understand again why men gets all the notoriety. I do. I just think he's not talked about enough. Thompson over here. He does what he does in a far smaller role than his brother does, much less minutes. I think that he's going to be great for them. He obviously, I mean, these guys were drafted consecutively in their draft a couple years ago. Like, he's obviously a high lottery talent. He's somebody that is on the Cade timeline. Cade has come into his own as one of the best point guards in the NBA. I think he really came on strong, especially last season. And they've got something here for sure. So, like I said, you could make an argument either way. I personally would just stay the course. I do understand they're going to get more expensive, but maybe there will be some opportunities in there for them to pivot to trading for certain guys. But if it ain't broken, I don't think they're like 12-2, just too big on them.
All right, let's talk a little bit about LaMelo Ball and the trade front with him. The Hornets ultimately move on to, I think they probably should. But first, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, that is Sleeper. They do a fantastic job. I want to show you guys some picks that I made for tonight's game. But you can get a 100% match of up to $100 if you use code OPTIN with Sleeper. The link is in the description down below. Great presenting sponsor for our channel. We definitely appreciate them. I did go with Lauri Markkanen over 26.5 points against our Lakers tonight. They run the ball to him a lot. I also took the Luka Doncic free square and LeBron James more than 6.5. Since he had 12 last game, I think LeBron continues to fish in this one tonight. So that's what I'm looking at right now for Sleeper. Again, get a 100% match up to $100. Use our code bulletin. Link is in the description down below. Go check that out. Let's talk a bit here about LaMelo Ball and the situation with him with the show. He had a response. He called Delanico a clown for y'all reporting that LaMelo Ball wanted out. Jake Fisher says, well, I wouldn't go that far. Jake Fisher says that while LaMelo Ball and the Hornets may not be ready to part ways by this second, the general belief around the NBA is that the Hornets will ultimately get there by the trade deadline. But Jake also compares Lamelo to Anthony Davis and says it's the same problem that teams, because of the injury history and the games missed, teams are not going to want to give the Hornets what they want in return for the ball, just like the Mavs. Teams are not going to want to give the Mavs what they want in return for Anthony Davis because teams don't want to pay a player who's not on the floor.
Clearly, he's like the watcher of the bulletin because these are the same points we were making. It's the exact same way. And that's why we ultimately came to the conclusion, hey, this trade before he's done.
Well, there is nothing better than catching the rhythm.
And you know what's funny is we had a Mavs fan in our comments that
there was actually several
that LaMelo Ball for Anthony Davis. Let's go.
Yeah, I saw several of those. I thought it was pretty interesting. Yeah, like with LaMelo, like obviously he is an elite offensive talent. I think that's very clear. He looks like he's not taking the game seriously, but still stumbles into the offensive production that he does. I have concerns about the serious nature also, but just like the availability is ridiculous. Like he is always, quite literally always doing something, and I just don't know if you're a team trading for him unless he magically is able to stay healthy for a long period of time. I don't know if he's the right fit for you. Right? And then that's saying again that I do know he has, considering that he has all that talent as well. Like, that is the biggest problem. But I do think he would net more than AD would because the age is low.
Yeah, I think the age factor is large with LaMelo Ball. Charlotte does want, according to Jake Fisher, want to get a look at Ball. Nipple has been great for them. Brandon Miller, Grant Williams, Josh Green, those guys coming back once they return from injury. They're saying surely that group wouldn't lose to a depleted Indiana and what became just the Pacers' second win of the season, right? All of the above is why Ball, like Morant and Young, is best described as an all-star caliber lead guard who's being monitored by various executives in the event that he eventually becomes gettable. It's too soon at this juncture to say much more. So it's too soon to say he's definitely getting moved, but it's also too soon to say he's not. Like, this is a situation you certainly keep an eye on. And just like John Morant, just like Trae Young, these guys could wind up. We could have a very, very busy trade deadline this year. You're talking with AD, LaMelo Ball, John Morant, Trae Young. The Kings apparently want to trade everybody. Like, there's a lot of names already popping up on the trade market right now. So we could have a very busy offseason, but it's just a little early for stuff to actually get done right now. We typically, the unofficial start of the trade season is December 15th. With the number of names, though, that are out there already, I do wonder if we see early moves this year, just because there's a lot of pressure on these organizations to fix things, to improve things right now. And I do wonder if we see earlier moves.
Yeah, we could say a 5-team all-star trade.
Anthony Davis for LaMelo Ball, for John Morant, for Trae Young, for Zach LaVine, all in one deal.
Just do it. Whatever. Wrap it all into one and get it done.
Just everybody slide down one chair. Just everybody let's trade all these players. Take all these players that are in problematic situations, whether they want to put on a player on the team, whatever, and let's just all shuffle them over one team and see if that fixes it.
Absolutely. You know, I do think that there is some of this where that may wind up happening with some of these players where it's like we'll just trade players for each other because a lot of these guys are guards, and I think guard is the most saturated position in the NBA. It's kind of hard to say I'm going to trade for a Trae Young. And then for one, you'd have to give up for the salary these guys are making all of them. You'd have to give up a good bit. Mm-hmm. But trade for a Trae or somebody and want to go through with that unless you're getting a meaningful upgrade, right? And that position is so saturated, I think, in the NBA that it's really hard to pull that off, which is where AD is kind of like the odd man out in a good way because he's at least a big, right? And I think he would have some of the most valuable among bigs on the market anyway. So
he's also the oldest of these guys that we're talking about.
And he's also dealing with injuries too, right? So it's just a tricky market overall. But on the Hornets piece of it all, like I can understand why they would want to see how they look. Really quick, two things. Firstly, it's really early, so I'm not passing any judgment. But we need to see Noah on the court. Like he's obviously got the talent, but he's constantly doing things too. And then secondly, it's kind of just the rookie of the year at this point. B, I mean, we need to say more for Coop. I don't think he gets talked about enough in that.
The Flag has done some really impressive things in the last stretch of games, and if he keeps doing this, honestly, he probably wins it. But he's considered to be the runaway pick, yeah, for Rookie of the Year. And now it's very much like this is a legit race. But you look at the last, like he had a couple of games ago, he had 29, 7, and 5 with 2 steals. Cooper Flag did. He's just so versatile. He could put it against Portland, 21, 8, and 5. He's averaging for the month of November, and he really has started coming on strong in the last couple of weeks. He's averaging for the month of November 17, 6, 7, and 3. He's shooting 47% from the field, just 28% from 3, so that hurts a little bit. But the dude's putting up numbers, and I think he's starting to figure some things out. So, my suspicion is still the Cooper Flag at the end of the year when the dust settles gets it, but it is a real, legitimate race now.
On Coop, real quick, like I said, I wanted to throw him out there because most of the time when we talk about this, it's Khan because he's coming on so hot, he deserves it. BJ especially came on really hot in the beginning of the season, so I thought people were overlooking Coop. Coop, the Mavs have like the 3rd or 4th defensive efficiency in the NBA, and Coop has been one of the main constants of that. So I think that the sheer fact that they're as bad as they are, but they're still that great on defense, there should be a feather in his cap too. Him and one of the best Jays.
For sure. By the way, Colin put him up in the November 21.6.
I know he's killing it. I know he's killing it.
39% from the field, 39% from 3. In his last 3 games, he's put 26, 28.
I know he's. I understand if you choose Colin. He's killing.
He is.
I am very good. What if the Lakers trying to get confident? What if I'm like the UCLA Bruins? My job is simple. Keep athletes ready to perform. That means healthy, resilient, and locked in physically and mentally. I started using Vinia because it's different. It's not a stem. It's not a nitrate-based nitrous oxide booster that fades fast. Vinia is a blood flow product backed by real clinical data. Whether I'm working with my athletes or managing my own energy throughout the long days, staying in the flow matters. That's why I use Vinia. Cheers the worst. And it's Informed Sports certified.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their trust.
Every single day, hundreds of sellers respond to our highly effective offers. We've transformed these responses into a marketplace and pay only for the leads that you want. Most times, you'll reach the seller while they're still at their computer. At iSpeed to Lead, we're proud to give you the industry's fastest lead-to-contract process.
He's not taking any chances.
No, I'm getting confused with this teammate. Faulkner.
Oh, Ryan Faulkner. Yeah, and he's been great for them.
He's been good in his own right.
Yeah, he's dealt with a little bit of an injury recently, but he's been, in fact, I think he has one of, if not the highest field goal percentage in the NBA right now.
Same. But all that to say that Charlotte, regardless of LaMelo, but I'm certainly with LaMelo, they've got some really talented pieces. They do. They just got to put it together.
They have to figure that out. Is LaMelo Ball our guy or not? Yeah. Is he the guy or not? And then if not, you've got to be open to moving. But again, it becomes problematic when are you going to get enough? But there's with Tom, they've got something in Kalkbrenner. You've got Brandon Miller. Can he get healthy? Like there is the foundation of something here for the first time I think in a while in Charlotte. But you've got to answer the question, do we want LaMelo Ball to be that building block piece for us? And if not,
Paul Spreader shoots 80% from the field.
That's what I said. He's like the highest field goal percentage guy in the NBA right now. Because that's all catch and dunk.
I'm sorry to get out. That really caught me by surprise.
Right?
It was 80. I expected like 70, but 80 is ridiculous.
It's insane. He's been great for them. To find out in the second round.
And here are the 76ers.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right, everybody, give us your thoughts in the comments section. Lowry Markkanen, should the Detroit Pistons make the leap and go after them? And then, what do you think about LaMelo Ball in his future with the Hornets? Do the Hornets have a bright future without LaMelo? Should they try to move on from him, or should they keep him and build around the core of LaMelo, Khan, Brandon Miller, and the rest of the crew? Give us your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe right here to the channel. Again, we want to hit 40K by 2026. Help us get that, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, everybody. See you. And stay safe.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
I like this throwback approach they're taking, looking to score high percentage shots in the paint. And so far, it's working.
Outside, Maxey. And it's George finishing it off.
Impressive mobility right there from George. He's fantastic at finding that space off the pick and roll.
That'll be a 5-second call.
He got a little ahead of himself there, trying to pull the team even.
That's a big miscue, and you hate to see that happen at this point in the game.
Drummond to the paint, and slam dunk by Maxey.
I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim. Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. And slam dunk by Maxey.
Boy, he is just putting this team on his back right now, and when he's got his rhythm, you just keep playing through him.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Now into the lineup for New York, number 23, Mitchell Robinson.
Maxey looking it over. Some solid defense from Hart. Now here is Robinson. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. Both teams will make substitutions. Philadelphia dictating the flow. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. To the middle. Here's Watford. It's rebounded by New York. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds. Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team.
And slam dunk by Watford.
Might be undersized for a 4, but that vertical more than makes up for it.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Bridges double team. Robinson left side. Clock at 6. Shoots over Walker. Back to Towns. And that time, also a missed shot. McCain with the ball. Lets it go from deep. And Mikal Bridges pulls it down. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. Puts up a deep 3. And McCain pulls it down.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the 76ers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Tyrese Maxey.
So highly effective on the offensive end. At times, this guy just scoring at will.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Brunson draws the double. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Here's Lowry. It's Edwards on the
Now,
wing.
Sexy Red just over a year ago was one
Pass
of
to
the most popular
Grimes.
new female rappers in the entire industry. After receiving a
Back
massive
to
marketing
Walker.
push, it really looked like she was unstoppable. And now
Now
it seems
Grimes.
like the Sexy Red experiment
Hits it from
failed.
three-point range.
Hasn't. Let's
But
talk
the
about it.
truth is,
Sexy
they've
Red is a
had control of
27-year-old
this game.
rapper from St. Louis,
And I couldn't
Missouri.
agree
Broke
more.
into
What
the
makes
mainstream
it
back
that
in
much
late
more impressive,
2023
they're
after
doing
a
it
song
on the
Downtown
road.
and Viral. After the success of that record, Lord
And from
secured a
beyond the
remix
arc, he puts a
in
stop
that
to
same
that
year.
12-0
Red featured
run
her on
by
his album.
Philadelphia.
It never looked like nothing could stop Sexy Red. The music was everywhere.
And
It
here's
was
Lowry.
trending nonstop. She became the key face of a certain
Walker is
kind of
free.
female rap energy,
And
raw,
it's Lowry
apologetic,
penetrating.
and in your
Lays
face.
it up and
However,
banks it in.
graphic-wise, we saw a lot of
Yeah,
what I would
terrific
call
work in the two-man
dysfunctional
game
behavior.
results in an
Something
easy
actually goes
bucket.
into
That's how you
30
do
minute
it.
documentary
So
last year,
it's
The
Philadelphia winning
Dysfunction of
this one.
Sexy Red. Among many things, we had situations like the teacher incident. Back in November 2023, a young ballet teacher went viral after expressing frustration about her students singing along to one of Sexy Red's most explicit songs, which was, of course,